Hello, welcome back to Yoga with Tara. My name is Tara. I am so very grateful that you are here. This particular asana sequence was designed with the intention to guide us through the first quarter moon energy. And this energy is all about building momentum and taking action as aligned with our intentions. And so, my intention for this practice is for you to connect to yourself, tapping into your inner fire. This is this solar energy. And so, because of this, in this practice today, you will see more static poses, perhaps a little bit less flow. And I just really want to presence the importance of self-love first. This practice is not about fitness. This practice is not about exercise. While it may be those things as well for you, this practice is about self-love first and always. So I encourage you to listen to the wisdom of your body. If your body is calling for you to take child's pose, take shavasana, be in stillness, or just do anything other than what I'm cueing, I encourage you to listen and to honor the wisdom of your body. So today we will be working with a mudra. A mudra is a seal, a ritualistic hand, arm, or body gesture that we use to change the flow of prana in our body and actually to elicit a certain response. So today we work with the Shivalinga mudra, or I've also seen it called the Agni or fire mudra. And Shiva is this Hindu deity, this destroyer or this dissolver. And essentially the idea is that this mudra represents the fires of change, the fires of transformation. And as today we tap into our inner fire, we call on this mudra for its support and its guidance. So how do we do this? Well, we take our left hand and create a cup, and take our right hand and create a thumbs up sign and place it in the cup. Now, you can look at this as a mortar and a pestle in terms of transformational energy. You can also consider your thumb to be a flame. And we hold this mudra at our solar plexus, this space of solar energy, this space of fire and transformation, as we move through our practice. So I invite you just to get comfortable, to come to a comfortable seated position. Maybe just check in that you've got everything that you need, a blanket, maybe a nice pair of socks, some water for during practice. And once you've got that, just coming to a comfortable seat and noticing what is present in your body at this moment. Inviting in this awareness, devoid of any judgment, just noticing what is present. Any sensations, feelings, or emotions. I invite you to take Shivalinga now and bring into your awareness an intention that you might have that you are wishing to take action on. And calling forward the power, your innate inner fire, to propel you forward in this time, to transform anything that does not serve, anything that stands in the way as you move forward. Preparing to stoke your fire, readying the flame to be fanned. And as you are ready, I invite you to come onto your back. And let's start with some nice hip openers, bringing your left leg up into your chest. Just starting to gently open that hip flexor. You may choose to invite some movement into your ankle, flexing, pointing, and rotating. Just starting to wake up the body here. Noticing your breath. And placing your left leg down, pulling your right leg up into your chest. Again, introducing any movement, any rotation, flexing and pointing in your ankle. Noticing what's present in your hips and your pelvis. Noticing if it feels different from the opposite side, knowing that's okay. Bringing both legs into your chest now, maybe giving yourself a big squeeze, perhaps introducing some rotation, massaging your lower and upper back, massaging the space along your spine on either side. Maybe drawing circles on the ceiling with your knees. And just noticing what feels good. And extending the soles of your feet to point towards the ceiling. Your knees may be bent. Your knees may be straight. Just reversing the flow of fluid in the legs. Opening these beautiful receptors in the soles of your feet to reach towards the sky. And the sky could be the wall, whatever is right for you today. Releasing the legs down, soles of the feet to the mat, preparing for a waving bridge. Feet hip width apart, hands running along the sides of your body. And as you inhale, pressing the hips up towards the sky. And as you exhale, releasing them back down. Noticing if your knees want to splay out of alignment with your hips and your feet. And if so, you're welcome to introduce a block in between your knees, which will really help to keep everything in alignment. Just following your breath here, noticing what it feels like to engage your glutes, to engage your core, your quads, just waking up your body here, following your breath. And if you do have a block between your knees, just releasing it now. Lifting the hips and shifting them just a few inches over to the left and allowing your knees to drop to the right, creating a twist in your spine. Depending on the amount of room, you may choose to have your arms straight out or cactus your arms. If it's accessible for your neck, you may choose to look to the left. Breathing into the lower back body here, welcoming in this ringing of the spine, waking up the spine. On your next inhale, coming back through center, shifting your hips to neutral, and then shifting your hips to the right, dropping your knees to the left, and perhaps turning your gaze to the right. Breathing here. On your next inhale, bringing your knees back through center and making your way up to tabletop. Now you may choose to roll up or roll to one side and press yourself up, whatever works for you. Coming into tabletop, and if your knees are sore, you may choose to double up your mat or triple up your mat to create a bit of padding for your knees in this space. Knees should be aligned under hips, wrists under shoulders, wrist creases in line with the top of your mat. As we move into cat-cow, undulating with the breath. So as you exhale, pulling navel to spine, tipping the tailbone in, bringing the chin to chest. And as you exhale, letting the belly spill down, the tail rise, and the crown of your head to reach towards the sky. Moving at your own pace here. Connecting to the flow of your breathing. Noticing the weight distribution in your hands, and if your wrists are overly bearing the weight, attempting to transition some of the weight into the mounds of your fingers. And you're welcome to introduce more movement here, perhaps side to side, rolling the spine, whatever feels right in this space to warm up the spine in preparation for practice today. This is for you to listen and to accommodate what your body is looking for in this moment. Just staying with the breath. And as you're ready, untucking your mat and making your way into downward facing dog, tucking the toes, prepping your hands and pressing through the hands up and back. Noticing what's present in this first downward facing dog of this practice. Introducing any movement into this space that feels good for you. Perhaps you're walking out your feet, bending your knees. pressing into your hands, whatever feels right for you, warming up this space. Noticing again the weight distribution in your hands, ensuring that you're not overly weighing into your wrists. Reaching the tail to the sky while simultaneously pressing into the heels of your feet, creating this dual action. And then your next inhale, looking forward, stepping forward to the top of your mat and resting in a forward fold. Perhaps you choose to grab your elbows and just pulse in this space. Perhaps your body is calling for stillness. Just noticing what's present as you sit in this forward fold. Noticing if you're called to bend your knees and rest your torso on your legs, or called to really stretch. If it feels right for you, perhaps releasing your neck, shaking your head no and yes. Bringing movement into your neck. Just being in this space, noticing how it feels to have head below heart. And as you're ready, lifting up the soles of your feet to tuck the palms of your hands face up underneath them. Hand to foot forward fold, allowing as much bend in the knee as is necessary in this space, breathing in this space. Noticing what is present here. Perhaps choosing on your inhales to create space and on your exhales to stretch and expand along the back of your legs. And as you're ready, releasing your hands from under the soles of your feet and very gently, very slowly ragdolling your way up to standing. And it's at the top of your mat here that we're going to check in on alignment. Alignment is so important, as within, so without. So checking that your feet are hip distance apart, parallel, lifting your toes and really brightening the arches of your feet, pushing down through the four corners of your feet, and then from there allowing your toes to rest. Holding that, moving up to the pelvis and really tipping in the tailbone, engaging the pelvic floor and creating this zipper effect from the pelvis up to the core. Now holding that, moving and breathing into the back body, rounding the spine and creating space in the back body. And on your exhale, opening, brightening through the heart so that your shoulder blades are not pinching, but your back body and front body are fully expanded. Now picturing a string stretching through your tailbone, through your back, through the back of your neck, along the back of your head, and lifting right up through the top of your crown. Now imagine someone pulling on that, creating length in your neck. The chin tucks slightly and the ears come into line with the shoulders. It is noticing what it feels like to be in alignment physiologically. Breathing into Tadasana, this beautiful mountain pose. And inviting you to take Shivalinga, placing it at your solar plexus and reminding yourself of your intention. Reminding yourself of this vast inner flame, this power of transformation. as we prepare for sun salutations. Calling in that solar energy, releasing your arms, inhaling the arms overhead, and as you exhale, folding forwards. Inhale to flat back, and exhale, planting the hands on the mat and pushing back into plank pose. You may choose from here to release your knees and lower down all the way to the mat. Coming onto your belly, placing your hands and inhaling into cobra. Exhaling down, flowing with your breath twice more like this. Engaging your legs, pressing the tops of your feet into your mat. Breathing in as you lift and out as you lower. Tucking your toes, pressing back through child's pose and into downward facing dog. Coming into this space and really connecting to your breath here. Pressing evenly through the four corners of your hands and the two corners of your feet. Reaching the tailbone to the sky, pressing the heels into the floor. Perhaps, if it feels right, allowing your gaze to reach towards your navel. On your next inhale, looking towards the front of your mat, stepping forward, and exhaling into forward fold. Inhaling to flat back, exhaling to fold. Inhaling, sweeping the arms up overhead, the gaze may follow. And exhaling, hands through heart center, Anjali Mudra. Checking on your alignment before we move on into our next sun salutation. Inhaling the arms overhead, exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling to flat back, exhaling to fold. Planting the hands, stepping back once again into plank. You may choose again to release your knees, doing what is right for self-love today, and lowering all the way to the floor. This time taking exalted cobra, tenting the hands, and on your inhale, lifting the upper body off of the ground. Exhaling to lower, doing this 2 more times with the pattern of your breathing. Noticing if the shoulders are creeping up towards the ears and allowing them to rest into their sockets. Engaging the legs, pushing down through the tops of your feet into the ground. As you come to finish, tucking your toes, planting your hands, pressing back through child's pose and into downward facing dog. Breathing here, connecting to your breath, remembering that our breath and our brain are so intricately connected. So as you slow your breath, you slow your mind. Perhaps breathing into any spaces that are particularly tight in this position. On your next inhale, looking forward, stepping forward with the opposite foot that you're used to, and exhaling into a forward fold. Perhaps introducing some pulling, stretching on the backs of your legs. Inhaling to flat back, exhaling to forward fold. Inhaling to sweep the arms up overhead and exhaling, hands through heart center. Checking in on your alignment. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhaling, folding forwards. Moving with the pattern of your breath here through our sun salutation. If your body is feeling warmed up, you may choose to do a full plank lower, a full chaturanga, but doing what is right for your body, holding your elbows close. You may choose to fully inhale to your downward facing dog and engaging your core as you exhale, pushing back into downward facing dog. Noticing your alignment in this space. Are your feet still parallel? What is the weight distribution between your feet and your hands? Breathing into this space where your heart is above your head. Remembering that the heart came first. Remembering to lead with the heart as we move through practice and through life. On your next inhale, looking forward, stepping forward, exhaling into a forward fold. Inhaling to flat back. Exhaling to forward fold. As you inhale, reaching, sweeping the arms up overhead. And exhaling, hands through heart center. Preparing now to move into tree pose. Checking in on your feet, checking in that you are pressing down through the four corners of your feet and shifting your weight into your left foot. Sending down roots into the earth. You are the tree. And as you do so, lifting your right foot off of the ground. Now, this may mean that your right foot is resting at your left ankle, or it may rest on any part of your left leg. Wherever it lands today is perfect. Your hand may be supporting your right leg. You may choose to have your hands in Anjali Mudra at heart center. You may choose to extend your hands up overhead, creating branches of your tree, reaching towards the sky. Engaging your core in this space, not only feeding your inner fire, but feeding this stability in this balancing pose. Pressing down through the four corners of your feet, reaching up through the crown of your head towards the sky. Holding and breathing here. On your exhale, bringing your arms back down to heart center if they were up, releasing your leg, and perhaps shaking out your legs if that feels good as we move to the right side. Again, rooting down through your right foot. Create that stable base, that stable foundation. Transferring your weight into your right foot and bringing your left foot up to your right leg wherever it lands today. Noticing any differences between the two sides, acknowledging that that is okay. Letting your hands be wherever they are today. Calling in the power of these medicine workers of the plant world, the trees, those who are rooted so deeply into the ground and also just absorb all of that beautiful solar energy from the sun. calling in that power of the trees now to feed your internal flame, engaging your core in this space. Noticing your breath in this space. As you come to release the pose and shake out your legs as you feel necessary. As we come to complete some sun salutation Bs. Checking your alignment, inhaling your arms up overhead. Exhaling into your chair, sitting down, dropping the tailbone towards the ground, checking the alignment of your knees. They should be over top of your feet, pointing in the same direction, shoulders released away from the ears, feeling the power in this space. And exhale to fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to fold and stepping back into plank. Lowering as your body sees fit today. We're going to do a full upward facing dog at this point, but please take whatever back bend feels right for your body. Moving into downward facing dog and inhaling the left leg up, exhaling it in between the two hands, planting the right heel, and as you inhale, coming into warrior one. Taking a breath here, exhaling, planting the hands, and stepping back into plank. Exhaling down, inhaling to a back bend, and exhaling to downward facing dog. Inhaling the right foot up and exhaling it in between the hands, planting the left heel and inhaling warrior one. Exhaling the hands down, stepping back into plank. Exhaling chaturanga. Inhaling to your back bend. Exhaling to downward facing dog. And pause here. Reset. Notice any bodily sensations that are coming up in this space. On your next inhale, looking forward, stepping forward. Exhaling to forward fold. Inhaling to flat back. Exhaling to fold. Sitting back down into your chair and inhaling up to seating in your chair. Checking your alignment of your knees over feet, checking that your shoulders are away from your ears, and as you exhale, coming to stand. Reset here, checking in with your breath. Connecting to your breath. Checking in on your Tadasana, your mountain pose alignment. Preparing for one more salutation as you inhale your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, sitting back into your chair. Letting your spine be in full alignment with your neck, tucking your chin slightly in this space. And exhale to forward fold. Inhaling to flat back and exhaling to fold, planting the hands, stepping back into plank, and lowering in whatever way your body is called to today in this time. Waiting for your breath to exhale, lower, inhaling into your back bend, and exhaling into downward facing dog. Inhaling your left leg up. Exhaling, placing it between the front hands. Planting your right heel and inhaling up to Warrior One. Engaging your core, feeling your power in this space. Exhaling your arms down. Stepping back into plank. You may choose to go to downward facing dog in this time if that suits you, or you may choose to flow through a vinyasa as we meet in downward facing dog. Inhaling the right foot up and exhaling it between the hands, planting your left heel and waiting for the breath. Inhaling the arms overhead into Warrior One, noticing that your knee is in line with the ankle and not past. As you exhale, planting your hands, stepping back into plank. You may choose to go straight into downward facing dog. Flowing through your vinyasa if that is what serves you today. Engaging your core wherever you are, engaging this fire. Breathing in downward dog, resetting in this space. Connecting to your breath, noticing what is present in the body. And on your next inhale, stepping forward. Exhaling in your forward fold. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling to sit in your chair and rise into chair pose. Engaging your core, feeling the fire. Noticing what is present in your mind in this static posture. And exhaling to stand. Hands come to heart center. Pausing to connect to your body. Perhaps taking Shivalinga Mudra, holding it at your solar plexus, calling in the beautiful sun energy of the sun salutations that you have just completed. Fanning the flame. Rooting down through the four corners of your feet, sending in those roots, bolstering your foundation. Noticing the difference between stillness and action. And how in both spaces, so much information can be gleaned. Preparing now for eagle pose. Rooting down through the four corners of your left foot, really checking in on this foundational space as you transfer your weight there. Taking your right leg, crossing it over your left, simultaneously taking your right arm, crossing it under your left. Palms, fingers come to meet. Your right toes may reach around and tuck behind your calf. Getting set in this space, and as you do, sitting down, rooting down, lifting your elbows to the height of your shoulders, bringing your knees and elbows into one line with each other. Eagle pose, calling in this greater vision, this bird's eye view, calling in this wisdom. Engaging your core. As you exhale, coming to release, coming to unwind, unravel, you may want to shake out your body as we prepare for the other side. grounding in through your right foot. And as you transfer your weight to that foot, bringing your left leg to cross over your right, bringing your left arm to cross under your right. Whatever this looks like for you today, the two sides may be different. That's perfect. Settling into where your body is at today. Coming to settle into this space. Sitting down into your chair, bringing your knees and elbows into alignment, and then your elbows into alignment with your shoulders. Engaging your core, breathing here. Eagle pose. And exhaling, coming to unravel. Coming to now prepare to move into Warrior Two. So stepping towards the top of your mat. Again, always checking in on your alignment. Checking in with what's present in your body. Remembering that this is a practice of awareness. Awareness to what is in the present moment. Inhaling your left foot back. So checking on your alignment here, looking to have your front heel in alignment with your back arch or your back heel, depending on what's right for you. Checking your stance and shifting your feet as necessary. Tucking in your tailbone and really engaging your core as you settle into Warrior Two. Your knee should be in line with your ankle, not past, arms extended, and your gaze looks out over your middle finger. Holding here, engaging your core, feeding your fire, this inner warrior power. Tapping into that warrior power now. And it's from this space of power that we flow. So we prepare to flow from extended side angle pose through exalted warrior. So on your exhale, bringing your front elbow to meet your knee, left arm may extend to the ceiling or even to the wall in front of you. If it feels right, your gaze may meet your palm in this space. And as you inhale, your left arm sweeps over, meeting your left leg and sliding down the back of your leg as your right arm reaches up towards the ceiling, perhaps even into a slight back bend. And as you inhale, moving back into extended side angle pose. And as you exhale, flowing back into exalted warrior. Flowing here, connecting to the rhythm of your breath, engaging your core, letting the fire hold you in this space. And as you exhale, planting your hands down and pressing back into downward facing dog, coming to a reset. Breathing here, noticing your breath, noticing your body, what is present. And on your next inhale, looking forward, stepping forward. Inhaling to flat back and exhaling to forward fold. As you inhale, sweeping your arms up overhead. And coming back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Preparing for the opposite side. And stepping your right leg back, preparing for Warrior Two, aligning heel to heel or heel to arch of foot. Really tucking your tail, opening your hips in this space. Settling down into the posture, and as you're ready, inhaling to lift your arms, shoulder height. If it feels right, allowing your gaze to reach up over through the sight line of your middle finger, holding your core, engaging in this space, feeling the power. Connecting to your breath here, fanning that flame. As you exhale, moving into extended side angle pose, creating one beautiful long line on your right side body. Gaze may reach towards the palm of your hand. It may be neutral. It may look to the floor, whatever feels right for you today. As you inhale, sweeping the left arm overhead and flowing between this extended side angle and this exalted warrior, really creating movement in your core, fanning this flame, engaging with your power, moving with the rhythm of your breath in this space. And on your next exhale, planting your hands and stepping back, pressing back into downward facing dog, resetting. Pulling your navel into your spine, pressing through your heels, lifting through your tail, pressing through the four corners of your hands, the two corners of your feet. And as you inhale, look forward, step forward, and exhale into forward fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale to forward fold, and as you inhale, sweeping your arms overhead. And coming to stand in Tadasana, mountain pose, hands at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Really taking a moment to connect to your body in this space. Noticing what is present here. Noticing the effects of your practice. Tuning into your body's inner wisdom as we prepare for Trikonasana, triangle pose. Finding your alignment in your body and taking a step back with your left foot. Now this won't be as far back as with warrior. Your left foot should be at about a 60-degree angle, inhaling your arms to shoulder height, exhaling to hinge at the hips, and allowing your right hand to fall wherever it does today. You may choose to use a block, or it just may rest on your shin, or it may reach all the way to the ground. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Gaze may reach up towards the sky as well. It may be neutral. Your gaze may be to the floor today, whatever comfortable for your neck. Creating this beautiful triangle with your body. Engaging your core, rooting through your feet in this pose. On your exhale, looking down and engaging your core as you pull back up. Shortening your stance slightly and pivoting your hips to face the front of your mat. Inhaling to create space, lengthening through the crown. And as you exhale, moving forward into pyramid pose. You may choose to use blocks again at this time. If your hands don't reach the floor, that's perfectly okay. Let them land wherever they do today. Breathing in to create space. Exhaling to lengthen and fold. Noticing what muscles are engaged in this posture. Engaging your core, breathing into your belly and engaging your navel, pulling it up into the spine. Exhaling your hands to your hips, inhaling to roll up, and bringing your feet to the top of your mat. Preparing for the second side. Stepping back with your right foot, back foot at about a 60-degree angle, hips open to the side of your mat, tucking your tail, engaging your core, engaging that pelvic floor, and inhaling your arms to shoulder height. Exhaling to hinge at the hip and fold forwards. Using any props that you may have that allow you to be more comfortable and perform this pose as accurately as possible. Gaze may look up to the sky, look up to the palm, maybe neutral, or may look down at the floor, whatever's comfortable for your neck today. Holding this pose, breathing into this space. Legs are straight here. And as you inhale, coming up to stand, placing your hands on your hips and shortening your stance slightly, rotating your hips so that they are in line with the front of your mat. Inhaling to create space and exhaling to fold forward, hinging at your hips, coming into pyramid pose. These beautiful poses of stability. Noticing what's present in these poses, noticing where your mind is, bringing it to this present moment where you are here and now. Noticing if your shoulders are creeping up to your ears and gently, very gently allowing them to plug into their sockets. Breathing into your back body here to create space. And as you exhale, folding forwards. On your next exhale, releasing your hands to your hips and rolling up. Bringing your feet to meet each other at the top of your mat. And now we'll flow through here to come to meet together at forearm plank. So inhaling your arms overhead and exhaling to fold. As you plant your hands, stepping back into plank, and instead of lowering here fully, just lowering onto your forearms and coming into plank. You may choose to release your knees here, that's perfect. Tucking your tail, engaging your core, checking that your shoulders are gently plugged into their sockets, and holding this posture, holding this fire, engaging with your body. Fanning the flames, sussing out your body's wisdom. Allowing the shakes to come. Allowing the sensation to arise. Welcoming it as you fan your flame. Acknowledging the power, the innate power that you hold within your body. Releasing your knees and pressing back down into child's pose. It is from this space of restoration and stillness and prostration that we ask for the knowledge for right use of our power. so that we may be in right relationship and in harmony with ourselves, with those around us, and with the planet on which we live. Breathing into this now. Allowing yourself to be nourished. And on your next inhale, coming to sit with your feet out in front of you. In this posture, if you have a strap or a belt available that you wish to use, you may choose to do so. Coming into a seated forward fold, creating space by inhaling, straightening the back, pulling navel to spine, and exhaling to fold forwards. Inhaling to create space, and exhaling to fold forwards. Noticing your breath, what is present in the body now that we've come down onto the mat. Noticing what's present in the mind. Often as we come down onto the mat, our mind can wander. Inviting it to stay here now in the present moment as we continue our practice. Releasing the pose and rolling up. Bringing the left foot into the right thigh. Now, you may choose to have the right foot extended straight in front of you. You may choose to extend the right foot out to the side for a more hip opening, more spinal twisting stretch. So feel into what feels right for you in this moment and allow that for yourself. Inhaling, straightening your back, creating space, pulling in the navel to spine, and exhaling to fold forward. Following the pattern of your breath. Feeling the parts of your body that are connected to the ground and grounding into this present moment. Releasing the stretch, inhaling to rise, and creating the same stretch on the opposite side. Noticing if the two sides feel different, letting that be absolutely okay. Acknowledging that awareness is what we move to cultivate in this space. Inhaling to create space and exhaling to stretch. Releasing the stretch on your exhale and rolling up, coming to lie on your back. With the soles of your feet coming to meet the mat, preparing now for thread the needle pose. So your left foot comes up, ankle to reach the right knee. Now this may be enough of a hip opener for you, or you may choose to take your hands and thread them through your legs, with them clasping at the back of your leg or at your shin. Remembering to keep your left foot engaged so as to protect your left knee. And from here you may choose to pull your legs towards your chest. Breathing here, noticing what's present in your hip area, noticing what's present in your body. Noticing if your mind has wandered, and if it has, very gently bringing it back to the here and now, to the present moment in your practice. As you release the stretch and create it on the other side of your body, bringing your right ankle to meet your left knee. Again, perhaps this is enough for you today, or you may choose to deepen the stretch, keeping your right foot engaged to protect your right knee. Allowing this to be a moment of meditation. Letting your point of focus perhaps be on the sensation in your body as you stretch here. Releasing the left sole of the foot to the ground, undoing the stretch, and taking your middle finger and pointer finger, hooking them around your big toe and creating happy baby. Feeling free and clear to introduce any movement or any stillness that your body is calling for in this space. Allowing yourself to explore, to remember that fun and play are productive. They are ways of healing. They are ways of growth. So just exploring this space now. Perhaps playing with the resistance between pushing away with your feet and pulling with your hands. Releasing the posture and coming to your closest wall. We're going to place our feet up on the wall. So creating some space, bringing your hips right up in line with the edge of the wall. And then from that space, coming to lie on your back and rotating your hips, pulling your legs up to the wall. So your tailbone should be touching the base of the wall. Allowing the soles of your feet to reach towards the sky, allowing your hips to sink into the floor, and perhaps taking the Shivalinga Mudra at your solar plexus. tying together your practice here with a beautiful bow. Understanding here that rest is extremely powerful. That stillness too fans your flame. Breathing here and noticing the sensations in your legs as the fluids reverse their flow, usually directed by gravity. Now that gravity is in the opposite direction. The invitation is there for you to extend a deep hand of gratitude to your body for holding you in this space, for holding you in this practice, for holding you every day as you move through life. Rolling out of the posture now and preparing for final rest. Grabbing whatever it is that you might need. I encourage you to get cozy, whatever that means to you, to cocoon yourself in whatever way you see fit, to be in a beautiful space of integration and self-love. Shavasana, or corpse pose, is where we come to harvest the gems of our practice, where we come to digest the learnings. And so I encourage you to use this time to be in the present moment, stillness in the body, stillness in the mind, and just observe what's present for you here at this time. Life is sometimes hard. There are challenges, there are difficulties, there is pain. As a younger man, I sought to avoid pain and difficulty and only caused myself more of the same. These days, I choose to face life head on, and I've become a comet. I arc across the sky of my life, and the hard times are the friction that shaves off the worn and tired bits. The more I travel head on, the more I am shaped. And the things that no longer work or are unnecessary drop away. It's a good way to travel. I believe I will eventually wear away all resistance until all that's left of me is light. Richard Wagamese. I invite you to deepen your breathing slightly. Noticing the points of contact between your body and the ground. Perhaps starting to introduce some gentle movements to the extremity of your body, your toes, your fingers. Maybe up through your arms and legs, through your neck. And as you feel ready, I invite you to roll to your right side and just stay here. In fetal pose, you may choose to hug your knees in. Just hold yourself in this space. Noticing your breath. No need to change anything at all. Being with exactly what is in this moment. As you are ready, pressing up to come to a seated position. I honor you deeply for joining me in practice today, and I invite you to honor yourself for taking the time to do so. I am so grateful to share this space and this energy with you. Thank you. Namaste. I invite you to take at least 5 minutes now after this practice to journal, perhaps to make a cup of tea, or just to be, to integrate and celebrate yourself as you move forward in your day, in your week. Thank you again for joining me. So much love to you.